We are back again with another Q&A because we have hit another YouTube landmark. On the road to that 100k subscribers, we have hit 30k, so I'll be doing 30 questions from you guys today based on football, real life, content creation, whatever you guys ask me. I'll pick 30 of them to go through today. We'll do it again, 40 questions for 40k subs, all the way up to, I'll do 100 questions for the video, so you guys won't feel left out, because I know there were hundreds of questions, and I feel like it's only right that of those multiple hundreds of questions, I get through like 30 of them in one go, because bear of you, man, keep on asking me the same question, so this will count as just one. What team do you support? It is all I get asked, maybe, I promise you guys, 100 times a day, even without the Q&A. To me personally, the fact that I have like, I don't know, 400,000 subscribers on all platforms combined, and I still get this question, means that I'm doing my job well. Because I don't keep it a secret, it's not hidden. It's quite easy to find out what team I support, but I'll explain to you guys why I don't say it fully, outright, openly in the videos. Too many people don't know how to have football conversations without throwing in their needless bias, or they decided they can listen to you based on what team you support, and I hate that. Let's say, for example, I was a Spurs fan last year, yeah, and I start making videos. They'll be like, oh, what a Champions League for you, what a Premier League for you. I'm a United fan. Oh, what a 15th. You're an Arsenal fan. Oh, what a Champions League trophy. Like, I hate all that nonsense. I don't want people to judge my opinions based on what team I support. I feel as though, maybe you guys disagree with me, if I supported Charlton or Portsmouth, I have every right to speak about football just as much as someone that supports Real Madrid or Barcelona or City, Liverpool, etc. So to me, I think it's irrelevant. I don't think your mind should be clouded by whatever team I support. Mount Vesuvius asks, who is my football lookalike? So many of you jarring guys here. I don't know if it's borderline racism or not. I'll be making videos, they'll be like, yep, thank you, Iwobi. Oh wow, Amenyah is gassing up his own performance today. Me personally, I always try to model myself on Kevin Prince Boateng when he was coming through, you know, 2010 Ghana times. The only one that I would say is genuinely accurate that I've received is Andre Gray. He used to play for Burnley, Watford, and a couple more teams. Obviously, I got the locks now, so I don't look like him as much. But without the locks, I look like him. But you guys now, any black guy that has dreads, yep, that's you. You look like him. If you guys have an actual good one, though, let me know in the comments, innit? Ika wants to know what I got in my GCSEs. I think it's results day today or something. Now, I think I saw that on Twitter. I can't lie to you lot. I don't want to gas myself up, but I was cold, I can't lie. I had 2 A stars, 7 A's, and like 3 B's, something like that. I didn't get anything below a B, basically. It was A levels where I started to realize, uh-oh, I can't just get off of surviving with natural intelligence anymore. I was gifted, I can't lie to you. I was a wonder kid. A levels, the less said the better. Maybe I'll tell that one on the 40k subscriber Q&A. Ace of Spade asks, are you a believer of God and any midfield options for United? I'm going to tell you why I'm laughing. Because yes, I'm a believer of God. The fact that he's put this in the same question, this brother's going through it, bro. I'm going to tell you now, United, listen. You need all gods. Christians come together, Muslims come together. The Sikh brothers, they used to pull up at Old Trafford when they used to win every single game. You must all come together and pray for that club, bro. You need all the gods combined to improve United. But yes, I am a believer of God. Gordon asks, greatest free kick ever. For me, this one's easy. I've said it before on the Barra Brothers podcast. Marcelinho Carioca against Universidad de Chile, 1996, for those of us who remember. My favorite kind of free kicks are the ones that are like 30 yards out, just bangers, and they bounce off the bar. Yeah, fantastic. Tuari says, if I had to rate Luca, Lies, Faisal, and Cam on ball knowledge, how would I do it? I'm going to be real with you. Ball knowledge, there's multiple factors in it that you have to consider in terms of, okay, for example, let me tell you real quick. So I believe ball knowledge consists of, let's say, your historical knowledge, like you can recall stuff that happened, you know, time ago, how you analyze the current game today, but then also future projections. Can you spot talents? Can you spot trends that are going to be occurring, or understand what teams are going to be doing well in the long term, not just the short term? Lies and Faisal I've watched much longer than Cam's and Lucas, so I don't know as much of them. I saw Cam's in Mastermind, and that's another thing. I feel as though Cam's did really well in Mastermind, and the whole time constraint thing, he was doing the villain act, and I rate that. I think he was cold there. Luca's the youngest of the four, so only because I've not seen as much of him. I just see the little 3-2-1 goal games on TikTok. I will put him fourth there. Faisal third. I'll go Cam second because he's an honest person in terms of, he says that, look, he specializes in, like, let's say English football, Premier League, etc. Doesn't really care about what's happening outside, which is fair. And then Lies first. I do believe I'd spark him. The only issue is the time pressure thing. I don't know how I'd deal with that. Me personally, if you put the 5 of us in a room where we had to like do like exam paper, 100 questions about anything to do with football, I reckon I'd win that. But doing like the face-to-face 1v1, yeah, maybe I might not cook. Who knows? Maybe we'll see one day. Honor says prime Amenyah or prime Sir Stanley Matthews. Yeah. Word to Rio, man. Just enjoy them both. He is like the Ronaldinho to my Neymar, if you will, you know? Ronaldinho came first. He walked so Neymar could run. But then you still got to respect the OG. Dino is still the guy for most people. He made them fall in love with football. I did not make a single person fall in love with football to be fair. So maybe I'll let Stanley have it. Adelumola says, one skill you're good at in football. It's a good thing you said limit it to one, because I only have one. I got the flip-flap. That's it. Other than that, a little cheeky elastico there. I'm just a get in behind, run and finish. That's it. I don't want to do no 1v1 dribbling. I don't try to take on my fullbacks. I just want to run and shoot, bro. I ain't got no dribbling in the locker whatsoever. H Foxy says, what's your thoughts on those YouTube channels getting the Bundesliga deal? I think it's fantastic. I'm pretty certain that Mark Goldridge doesn't watch a single minute of Bundesliga in general, so I'm not sure why it's gone to him, but I think it's great for the whole community because the ability to now watch games live on stream, if that can obviously trickle down to the rest of us, you know, smaller folk, then incredible. Imagine the kind of clips you can create. And it's great for the league too, because again, just as I said for Mark Goldridge, ain't nobody watching Bundesliga unless you're a super diehard fan of the sport. This will get more people watching the Bundesliga, and so they also benefit. The clips can, you know, bang, players get more well-known, they make more money. Everyone wins from that kind of scenario. GH says, top 3 countries I want to go to. I'm going to give you it with a footballistic perspective as well, right? So the 3 countries, Japan, I want to go there, again, to watch football, but of course, we know about Tokyo and the night and the neon lights and whatever. South Africa, I must be there, whether it be to watch Mamelodi Sundowns, a Soweto derby, whoever is involved. Listen, all the teams that I mentioned, the countries that I mentioned, or any country at all, if you want me to go to your team, just shout me. Club reps, get in touch, go to my Instagram, DM me. I will come to your team and I'll rate your stadium. I'll enjoy the experience. I'll make a whole video on it, I promise you, man. So the third one is going to be Brazil. Obviously, that's the home of football, bro. I don't care what team it is, be it Palmeiras, Flamengo, Fluminense, Santos. I want to go to a game in Brazil. So shout me and I'll do my best to go to as many as possible this year. Because in recent years, I've been fortunate enough to have brands send me to, you know, Real Madrid, Lyon, Napoli. I've had English ones with Liverpool, Arsenal, City, Palace. So if I can get more brands, like I said, get in touch. You know where to find me. Vitex says, who's the most famous person in my contacts? By contacts, does that mean like WhatsApp or like IG followers or whatnot? If it's IG followers, it might be like a Gibril Cisse or something. There's a few legendary footballers that do. I don't know their numbers like off the top of my head though, but I guess Gibril Cisse might be the most well known. If it's just WhatsApp, I'm not really known like that, you know. I'm just a normal guy. Who's kind of big time? Okay, Sharky's big time. And okay, there's another guy that's big time, but I can't really say too much because he's currently in Australia somewhere. That's I think you know where I'm going with that. There's your answer. You know what's annoying? This is so unintentional, but Alvinio with the next question says free Leeban. So speaking of prison, Leeban is not in prison. Leeban is obviously on a temporary suspension from SDS, if you will, for not getting the green hair. I said it at the time, yeah. I am not any kind of Leeban replacement, whatever. I'm just there on like an emergency loan. What you guys are not ready for is the day that they put me on the same team as Leeban. The level of trolling will be through the roof. So that's one that you guys should be asking for. Don't ask me to replace anybody, please. Leeban's my guy. Big up his thing. Caleb, this is a fantastic question. FIFA or PES? For me, if you really, really know ball and you know gaming, is a correct answer to this. I'm going to sound like an unk here. FIFA 03 was better than PES. But then PES 04 was better than FIFA. But then it alternated again. FIFA was the better one in 05. But then PES was better in 06, the iconic one we all talk about. But then from then on, FIFA 07, 8, 9, 10, blah, 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 blah. It is all FIFA. PES has not even set foot near them since. They tried gas up eFootball, whatever. Nowhere near. Eric Skemby wants to know how many games I watch on an average weekend. So Saturday, Sunday, I'll go like 10. There's maybe like 5 or 6 Prem games, 5 Prem games I would catch. Couple La Liga games, I watch Barca, I watch Madrid. It depends, innit? Because sometimes I'm editing videos, so I'm kind of passively watching like a League Earn game of PSG's, for example. Or if I got like a bet going, last week, for example, I put on £1 to win. One of them was 9k. I lost that by 1 goal. But another one I won £100 because of I think Sporting it was. So I just had their game open just to see what I won. But yeah, I would say between 8 and 10. Bro, I'm a neek. I love the sport, bro. And I got to be making content. That's got to be like my USP. I just watch so much more football than those that just stay Premier League. So that's what I try to do best. Black D-Man says, how can I expand my football knowledge without time? That's actually a good little segue. If you ain't got time, watch my shorts, watch my TikToks, watch the IG Reels. You can basically get a summary of what's happened in 90 seconds. It's never going to be the same as watching with your own eyes, but I suppose my summaries help. So again, if you haven't already, make sure you have subscribed because we are on the road to that 100k plaque. And Tricos, what do you think is the best football match of all time? Probably got to be World Cup Qatar 2022, innit? The final. I think the whole storylines with Messi finally winning a World Cup, Mbappe being the supervillain that had he scored that 4th goal, he's going into everyone's Mount Rushmore immediately. But unfortunately, it didn't happen. Second half and the drama afterwards and the pressure and whatnot, fantastic for me. Sean says, favorite YouTuber of all time. I don't really have like one favorite. Like, I don't really watch individual YouTubers that much, if that makes sense. Or in the past anyway. Like, obviously, your early YouTube, 2008, 2009, you just watch random stupid things that come up in like the viral sections. Then KSI, like FIFA 11, FIFA 12 times, he was the GOAT. You know what? I used to bang out A9 skills vlogs when I was living in Netherlands for a year. But then in the last like few years, again, I kind of watched just like Beta Squad, SDS, Filthy Fellas, and that's kind of it, bro. I don't really watch like singular YouTubers until, to be fair, the last month or so, since I've started making football content, I've started watching the long form content of like Lias and Faisal and Cams and all the other guys that do similar content to me. Dynamo says, when will you get a job? The moment you guys stop subscribing, I gotta go start handing out my CV to McDonald's. Not even to, no, we don't rep McDonald's. Go to Domino's or something. Omo Folari says, how many nationalities do I claim? Guys, I claim 2. Many people think I have some kind of English bias tax or whatever because obviously I have a London accent. I don't care what happens to England's national team. I am from Ghana. I am from Moldova. I live in England. That is as far as my England support goes. I support Ghana because Moldova are just so bad, we're never going to achieve anything internationally. That's it. Speaking of which, Joe Papri has a very controversial question. I'm already angry at him because of the spelling. He says, Ghana Jollof or Nigeria Jollof. This sounds like a Caucasian male, maybe undercover fed, is asking me the question. But I'll answer to you because many of you are not going to like what I say. I have had Ghanaian Jollof that is fantastic. I've had terrible Ghanaian Jollof. I have had Nigerian Jollof that's fantastic with the bullet rice. I've had terrible bullet rice. It all depends on who makes it. That is the honest answer. People don't want to like to hear that. People are going to argue, no, my country is the best, my country is the best. Guys, it purely depends on who makes it. That is the truth, and I'm sure you guys can agree on that. Ahmad says, how does it feel to pump out vids daily on TikTok, Insta, and YouTube? I can't lie, guys. It's tiring, bro. I said I'm going to keep doing the daily thing for a month. To be fair, today is exactly 1 month, or tomorrow rather, will be 1 month of making the daily vids. I'm enjoying it, but it's difficult. Having to try and think of creative ideas every single time. Make the videos a movie, make them stand out. Pictures, music sometimes. It's difficult, I won't lie, but it's got to be done to try and get up there to the levels of the real big time creators for me. On that, V Bastel says, did I always want to be a content creator? Don't call me an unk, but the answer is no, because when I was growing up, nobody was a content creator, bro. We didn't even have social media like that, so there was no making content. I'll just play my PS2 in peace. Obviously, everybody wants to be a footballer, and you quickly realize maybe I'm not at that level. Speaking of, Miroslav. Is that, I guess, Miroslav? Am I putting that as one name? I don't know. In IRL football, what position did I play? I played many positions. I was primarily a left winger, if not a striker or left back. I think I said this previously before, to be fair, so maybe I've already repeated this question. I forget sometimes, innit? Adnan says, hey man, big fan. Want to know what's one thing you most about the school days? Ooh, a lot of things, you know, I'll be honest. If you're in that school now, enjoy it, bro. I think lunchtime football was elite. But even the lessons, bro, just having the banter with different people. You go to different classrooms. You're in kind of different circles there, like different kind of friendship groups. And obviously when you're an adult or you start working, especially like obviously what I do, I don't work like in an office with like 20 other people, right? I'm in my room just yapping away unless I'm doing collabs or people invite me to jump on their pod. It's kind of like a lonely thing, to be fair, innit? I'm speaking to thousands of you here, but none of you can reply back to me until you get in the comments. That's why I try to reply to as many comments as possible so that at least there's some kind of interaction. Choppy Alien, most underrated food drink of all time. Water. Not enough of you drink water. Speaking of the school times, those of you terrorists that used to wake up and be drinking Dr. Pepper or the 30p energy drink in the morning, I'm sure they're all locked up by now. Because those guys, I don't know how you guys, just drink water, guys, please. Alex Schultz 64, it was bound to happen, wasn't it? Salah or Hazard? I want to clarify once and for all. People keep on putting this random clip, yeah, where someone else is calling Salah the most overrated player ever, and I'm in the clip because it was my podcast. All I have ever said, yeah, I've never said that he's meaty or bad at football. I was asked a question of who I prefer to watch, and I much prefer to watch Eden Hazard. That is all. Me personally, I would never want to open YouTube and watch a Mo Salah compilation. And that's just my personal preference, right? Obviously, he's done far more in his career now than Hazard. You know, he's got the PFAs and whatnot. At the end of the day, football is entertainment, right? So for your teams, obviously, you're going to ride out and say, I want this guy, I want that guy. Salah's going to win you more and get you more goals, etc. For me, as a neutral who doesn't care for either team, I watch the sport to be entertained. So I will pay more money to watch Eden Hazard. Does that make sense? I feel like guys they get in their heads and start saying, oh, it's Salah hate, it's this hate, it's that guy. I hate one person, Luis Suarez. That's it. Quab78 says, a player beats the goalie 1v1. Who do you trust to miss to save your life? The first one that came to mind, to be fair, was the iconic Torres one at Old Trafford. But I felt that's like a one-off. If I have to go someone that consistently will miss that kind of chance, Darwin Núñez springs to mind. Darwin Núñez is like, he goes past the keeper and there's just like a rush of blood to his head. And the chaos ball kicks in and somehow the ball will end up in row Z. But again, let me know if there's someone that I'm missing, because that's just top of my head. I've not really thought about who is like a massive BCM bandit, if you will. Tobio says, are you planning any content that isn't football related or considering covering other sports? To your second part, no. Other content, however, I'd love to one day. I have always said that I want to be the guy for football, but also to really, really expand the horizons to the maximum. I want to just be someone that's just funny on the internet. I can tell you guys school stories that will be hilarious. Obviously, on the second TikTok account, every now and then I have like a spell of like a week or so where I give you guys really funny videos, and you guys seem to love it during like international break. But unfortunately, my bread and butter is football. So I don't have enough time to make the football videos. And my plan is to obviously do IRL football videos, like whether that be challenges or go into stadiums that people invite me to, etc. And then also doing funny videos. So the best case scenario is I keep on grinding, I get my numbers up, and I start getting invited to do all those kind of like, you know, like, what is it, Foot Asylum, like Locked In, or those kind of JD videos or whatever. I feel like I'd be a very funny personality on there, because I feel, although I can maybe, or you guys may say I know a lot about football, I'd say my greatest trait, aside from memory and whatever, is the humor. I think I'm one of the funniest people, you know, in the universe. So I think I would say, that sounds a bit cocky or arrogant, I know, but I'm an honest person. The same way, one thing that I really find super cringe that guys do, you know, when they like finally make it big time. Obviously, I'm nowhere near that yet, but when they make it big time, they're like, oh, I never thought like I would make it here, bro. This is like unbelievable. Bro, don't lie, man. Yes, you did. When I keep pointing to the wall with the space for the 100k plaque, it's because I know eventually it may not be the end of the season, but at some point I will get the 100k. And if you start hearing me say, oh, I never thought I'd make it here, guys, I can't believe it, just know I'm yapping, bro. Just know I'm giving you a PR answer. So yes, to answer your question, I would love to do more and more content and more collabs with other people. In fact, let me know in the football space, who do you want to see me do more work with? Obviously, I've been fortunate enough to have my second SDS appearance, and you guys seem to be loving that. But again, that might be like, all right, you're never coming back on. I don't know. Obviously, I've done the Barrow Brothers thing. Let me know who you'd like me to collab with. Last couple questions. We've got 2 more. Jamming Glows. See, again, this is where I'll tell you, I'm an honest guy. Why didn't you make it pro? I'm not going to tell you I injured my knee or I done my ACL. I just wasn't good enough, bro. So when I say I'm good enough to be the guy on TikTok and YouTube and IG, it's coming from a place of honesty. But at football, I wasn't the guy. I was just an alright guy in a good team, right? I gave the example, I think, in the last Q&A. I was like the Theo Walcott of the team. I'm never going to be the #1 superstar. I'll bag you goals, you know, 10, 15 a season. But nobody looks to me when we're losing to be like, yo, give the ball to him, let him save the day. So I knew from early, like, I'm not going to make it. I've got, you know, nice trophy to my name. I've got a lot of accolades there as a player and as a coach. We got Sportsman of the Year trophies from 09-10. That was probably like my prime year. But I never had the tech, bro. You cannot have a dribbling ability like mine and make it as a professional footballer. I always thought one day I'll play for Moldova eventually because Moldova was so bad. But I'm getting on a bit now, and I think that window to play for the national team is just about closing. So yes, that is the answer. In all fairness, the reason I did stop playing officially was actually an injury though. Like, I got like a, well, you guys can't see it now because I'm not going to back off my shirt. That's a bit dodge. But I've got like a massive scar like this that looks like a lion I've just been fighting and just went like that. It looks kind of cool, I can't lie to you. From my collarbone injury, that was like the last time I played. No, that's a lie. I had that injury. I came back like a month later. I played like a couple more games. I was just desperate to play, I can't lie. I wanted to win the league. And I'm there like holding my arm like this. Because you know when you do an injury like that, it's painful. So I'm there holding my arm, trying to still play the match. And then I realize, this don't bang, bro. And then obviously, you know, exams, A-levels, uni, etc. I'm like, okay, yeah, you know what? Time to pack it up. Last question, PB 17.0. One thing you want to achieve in life. I always end it with this kind of question. I've answered similar things. I've said, you know, Project Mbappe or Project Marta, depending on the gender, we don't know. Be happy, travel the world. Let's do one for like the end of the season. Aside from the 100k and whatever, I would like, or first of all, I'd like for you guys to keep on buying the retro shirts because you might not buying them and you're loving them. That will be very cool. Oh, okay, there we go. I'm gonna end it with this. The aim is to somehow, by hook or by crook, brands get in touch, be at the World Cup 2026. I'm going to manifest it starting now. But yeah, that is all 30 questions. Again, apologies if I didn't get through to yours. There were hundreds to scroll through. When we hit 40k, because we're already at like 34 by now, I'm a bit late, to be honest with you. When we hit 40k, I'll do 40 questions and therefore more of you will get answered. So follow the ID to know what I'm going to be posting. Keep liking the videos. Keep the algorithm booming, right? As many likes and comments as possible. And I'll keep doing these for you guys. Have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you man in a bit. Bosh.